कोयल तो को गाए मारे घर अंगना ना फूलो ना pleasure of declaring the 38th PRM Convocation open. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Vijayanand, respected Chairman, Shri Dilip, members of IRMA's Board of Governors, distinguished guests, this year's graduating participants, members of the press, faculty members, staff colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I have good news for you. You're only 10 minutes away from getting your diplomas now. A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you on behalf of IRMA on the occasion of our 38th convocation. Today's convocation ceremony showcases a proud moment for IRMA with 171 PRM and 2 FPRM participants graduating successfully, and I congratulate each one of them. Since last year, our efforts are being made to improve the rigor of the PRM and the FPRM programs so that our graduates are able to deliver value to the employers in the least possible time with very little gestation period and take leadership positions. The new curriculum has been designed keeping in view the evolving needs of development and the business sectors alike. Our attendance and fail-pass norms have become stringent, and that is resulting in better classroom engagement, better performance during the interviews, better placement performance, and better industry engagement. As a vibrant management school that believes in making a difference, IRMA has carved a special niche for itself in academia. Our 100% placement record since the very first batch in the right organizations is a testimony to the fact that we are on the right track. It is no secret that IRMA takes pride in calling itself an institution with a heart. Our curriculum has a reasonably long internship segment that sensitizes its participants to the realities of rural life. In the last internship segment, for the batch which is graduating now, we had internships from 49 organizations, including the World Bank, the GSM Limited, ITC Group, NDDB, Tata Trust, Adani Wilmar, Future Group, Big Basket, and Godrej Agrobit, just to name a few. All this has been possible because of the esteemed faculty. And we are very lucky, we are very fortunate to have some of the finest people across academia in the entire country who have joined us as adjunct professors. I thank you all very, very much for that, for joining us, sir. You had a choice of joining anybody else, but you came to us, and we appreciate that. And very hard-working staff of IRMA. I must say a word for staff members of IRMA. I've been to at least 3 organizations, seen them very closely, but I can certify that the staff members of IRMA are absolutely par excellence. Nobody can beat them in terms of attitudes and the work ethics that they have here. Together, all of us are able to maintain the standard of excellence set by Dr. Kurien. Besides teaching, training, and consulting, our faculty members have been engaged in research projects aimed at empowering the rural poor, identifying best practices, and stimulating development instead of just tackling the obstacles or the barriers. I'm proud to acknowledge the contribution of my faculty and staff colleagues towards making IRMA a very vibrant place. We are also very proud of our almost 3,000, 2,981 to be very precise, alumni who have excelled in all walks of life. And to that, we'll be adding 171 more people there. So please work so hard that people will say, this must be an IRMAN for sure. अगर ये करते हैं तो बहुत खुशी होगी हम लोगों को यहाँ पर. In the past financial year, we completed projects worth 3.7 crores. Among them, one project was to study, there were many of them, but I will not have the time to talk all about them, but at least one of them I'll pick up. Was to study the human resources needs of the end implementing agencies involved in the execution of National Dairy Phase 1 with NDDB. Much of the research comes from our centers of excellence that serve to maintain IRMA's efforts to become a high-performing knowledge institution. The Center for Social Entrepreneurship and Enterprises, CSEE, for instance, seeks to wield social impact by nurturing and promoting social enterprises. It also works with early-stage enterprises through its incubator for social enterprises and entrepreneurs for social development, popularly called ISEED. It has taken a prominence in the arena of incubators across the country. We were nothing about 2 years back, but I must say that with the efforts of my faculty colleagues and staff members there, we are doing very well there. Its engagement with both social enterprise partners and ecosystem partners has been significant this year. Our Center for Sustainable Livelihoods, or CSL, recently collaborated with the International Institute of Applied Systems and Analysis to complete a research project on climate change adaptation approaches for sustainable livelihoods. The study provides scenarios for Gujarat's agriculture in the 21st century in the context of climate change. IRMA recently launched another center, the Center of Financial Inclusion, with the objective of delivering state-of-the-art research outputs to help strengthen processes involved in the access to delivery of financial services and timely and adequate credit on the part of vulnerable groups at affordable costs. Also in the pipeline is yet another center of excellence, the Center on Agribusiness Management, that is being set up to attract participation in the area of agribusiness management. Agribusiness from different stakeholders. The Varghese Kurien Center of Excellence, VKCOE, popularly known as that, was formally launched on 26th of November 2018. It has been active for last more than a year, or 2 years now, but it was formally launched only last year on the birthday of Dr. Kurien. With the objective of conducting research, training, consulting assignments, and engaging in policy and outreach activities. The center is supported by GCMMF Limited. It has facilitated the signing of MOUs between IRMA and organizations like the International Cooperative Alliance, Asia Pacific, ICAR, NDRI, Access Livelihoods Consultancy Limited, and National Council of Cooperative Training. Our executive postgraduate diploma in management, or PRMX, and I must give full credit for starting this to the NDDB. Without their help, this was unthinkable. We started this in January this year, and I'm very happy to inform you that the program is going on very well. The participants of PRMX1 are just returning from the field work. Maybe some of them are sitting here. They should be all back here by tomorrow. And the interaction in the classroom and out of the classroom has been absolutely amazing with them. We are very confident in the PRMX2 program. We'll have far many more applications and make it very difficult for us to choose to 60 candidates from there. Our program offers a blend of classroom studies and fieldwork with a project work component. This year, MDPs earned a revenue of over 3.6 crores, and it is increasing with passage of time. We acknowledge with gratitude the contribution of NDDB, GCMMF Limited, and district milk unions in making the MDPs vibrant, with a large number of participation coming from dairy cooperatives. There are many other achievements that I can mention here, but due to paucity of time, I will start winding up. I can sum it up by saying that IRMA is blessed, truly blessed, and we are thankful, sincerely very, very thankful to the chairman, Shri Vijayanand, the board of governors, the faculty, the staff, the participants, very, very active alumni, organizations that come in for internships and placements, and all of the stakeholders which have helped IRMA remain what it is. Now it is time when profound words of wisdom are bestowed upon young minds by a very distinctive luminary. We are privileged to have Shri S.M. Vijayanand, former Chief Secretary of Kerala, amidst us today. He was one of the principal architects of Kerala's democratic decentralization initiative. Out of 36 years in the service that he has spent 33 years in rural development. And he has been a champion for all the institutions that are offering courses in the area of rural development. He is a 1981 batch IS officer and he retired from service very recently. He passed his master's in English literature with the first rank from the University of Kerala and cleared his civil service examination, securing the 7th rank in the country. IRMA is grateful to you, sir, for having kindly accepted our invitation to honor us by being our chief guest on this occasion. It is very difficult to believe that what was once a dream of a non-conforming idealist has ripened and matured over the years. The architect of this great institution, the late Dr. Kurien, was known to say, "For those who believe, no explanation is necessary, and for those who do not, no explanation is possible." Dr. Kurien, in his convocation speech to the first batch in 1982, and for this I thank Dr. Sodi, from whose speech or the convocation address that he made to I am Sambalpur just 10 days back, I've stolen this line, sir, and I took a permission yesterday when I met you for the high tea. And Dr. Kurien said this: "Our first duty is to India. Our second duty is to farmers, and especially the poorest in the society. Our third duty is to our institutions that we are aligned with. And our last duty always is to ourselves. Of those who could have entered school with you 17 years ago, many have never crossed the threshold of a classroom. Those of you who are here today represent a very small handful of our nation, blessed both by your own efforts and by your own good fortune. I hope that at least some of you will recognize and accept your responsibilities to enter into partnerships with the less privileged sections of a society and economy, helping to bridge the gulf that divides us. Finally, I leave you with a very famous quote of Dr. Kurien to ponder on. We have traversed a path few have dared to. We are continuing on a path still few have the courage to follow. We must pursue a path that even few can dream to pursue. Yet, we must, because we hold in trust the aims and aspirations of millions of countrymen. I'm confident, as I know you are, that with the nation's farmers by your side, We cannot fail. And one very last message from my own personal side: toil, work hard, till it hurts no more. God bless you all, and always. Now I request our respected chairman to present Angavastram to the participants and the chief guest to present the diplomas to the FPRM and PRM participants. Thank you very much.
On the recommendation of the Academic Council and the approval of IRMA Board of Governors, 2 participants of the Fellow Program in Rural Management are to be conferred the title Fellow of the Institute of Rural Management, Anand. I would like to call out their names to be conferred the title in absentia. The names are Mr. Sujit Raghunathrao Jagdale and Mr. Submay Banerjee.
On the recommendation of the Academic Council and approval of the IRMA Board of Governors, admit 171 PRM participants to the 38th Annual Convocation and award them the Postgraduate Diploma in Rural Management. 164 of them are here to receive it in person, and 7 of them are being awarded in absentia. The graduating participants are invited to come on stage as I call out their names. Trishula Das, Ekta Rawat, Heenal Mukesh Makhija, Krishna Nandini, Purnami Kotukal Unnikrishnan, Sweetie Harjibhai Desai, Ami Hasmukh Zota, Gayatri PS, Shrinkla Jain, Kirandeep Kaur Satnam Singh Bhaktana, Kirtika Shrivastava, Pragya Prahraj, Shweta Sonkar, Sneha Skaria, Kavya P, Payal Ladha. Anshu Goyal. G.S. Manju Priya Yadav. Kriti Maheshwari. Nirali Uday Shah. Pushpanjali Gupta. Shruti Ajay. Akansha Pandey. Devanshi Jaideep Thakkar. Pooja Chawla. Aparna S.R. Sujit M.C. Mudita Vats. Navya and Charles. Purva Ghanshyam Bhai Trivedi. Aarti Ghanshyam Das Savlani. Priyanka Sanjay Kadam. Shana Salim. Tripti Tyagi. Jyoti. Raphael Matthew. Shivangi Vasudev Manjrekar. Svetlana Sahu. Aksha Suzanne Joseph. Amla Baby, Ananya Bharti, Manas Sen, Parth Darshat Kumar Prajapati, Really Verma, Shanika Goyal, J. Anandu, Anshuman Kakoti, Anuj Kumar, Davini Singh Solanki, Dia George, Lincoln Behera, Tista Moitra, Akash Neil Bishwas, Dhirendra Yadav, Divya Yadav, Manjushri Sudarshan, Sankalp Satish Thakkar, Bindu Chandrasekhar Mishra, Gong Dinang Moita, Shraddha Milan Kadvekar, Vinay Chalotre, Anjali Singh, जूही मनोज कुमार कपाड़िया, मृदुला भंडारी, प्रतिभा शर्मा, सुरेंद्रन के, आदित्य वर्धन, अनुरिता सिंह, आशीष मनासरा, सौरव कुमार, अभिषेक रघुनाथ डोले, अंजलि सी, रूपल सिंह, शुभम भट्ट, सुनीत संजय खुपसे, विमल मोदी, अनुष्का आलूवालिया, जैनिश जगदीश भाई ठकरार, साक्षी, सार्थक दिनेश भाई मोदी, अभिषेक अमरनाथ कनौजिया, मीत एच शर्मा, प्रवीण रेड्डी, रोहित गोयल, सतीश निकुंज, वर्तिका जायसवाल, चिन्मय दिदवानिया, प्रांजल दास, अजमल मोहम्मद, बृहद दत्त मौर्य, दीपक सिंह अधिकारी, रजत तोमर, अंकित सक्सेना, इबल बेनी, फुरकान खान, कुणाल सिन्हा, सौरभ सोलंकी, सुरेंद्र प्रदीप चौधरी, अंबर कुमार, राहुल पांडे, राहुल डी चक्रवर्ती, रामानुज पांडा, उत्कर्ष गुप्ता, अखिल नायक आर, निखिल जॉर्ज, शनीन एनएस, अनूप कुमार, किशन नाथ, प्रवीण ए, शैलेश मारपालिकर, जिमी, अपूर्व कश्यप, मिथुन टी भारथन, निशांत, शुभम राठी, अक्षत जैन, अतुल कुसारिया, भूपेश अरुण दुर्वे, बिस्मय बल्लभ सैकिया, कृष्ण मोहन यादव, रविकांत कुमार, वेणुगोपाल टी, अनीस रहमान, करण गर्ग, सुमन सौरभ, तुषार बधेरिया, दीपेंद्र कुमार निगम, जेठवा सत्यराज सिंह प्रद्युमान सिंह, रघुनंदन शेषपति, राहुल सैनी, रजत गोयल, अजय कुमार, अविनाश कंबोज, विष्णु शर्मा, अनिल देवदत्त भाई आचार्य, प्रतीक थॉमस वर्गीज, रोहित कपिला, सनी नरेंद्र कुमार त्रिपाठी, आदित्य पटीदार, सचिन आर्या, सानिध्य साहू, विजय कुमार, व्योम धीरेन जोशी, स्नेह कुमार कमलानी, विनोद ए, अनस्मिता घोष, सुरेंद्रन एस, वेदांत मुकेश मेहता, अर्जुन मितवालकर, अश्विन पी, सिद्धार्थ गुप्ता, अनमोल गोगिया, मोहक छिब्बर, राव इनोक सिराज, सपन व्रजेश कुमार शाह, विष्णु हरि कुमार, हर्षित भदानी, शरत परुवड़ा, शशांक वर्मा, आमिर गुप्ता, भिनवा राम भूकर, अभिषेक यादव, प्रतीक सिंह चंडेल, Akash Tiwari.
Good. You deserve it. We have one more celebration to make now. We have a person who's going to come on stage to receive one particular medal, which we are very proud giving. And this is called Kushi Botla Vasanti Foundation, presenting a gold medal on the name of Vasanti. This was started in the memory of an airman, late Kushi Botla Vasanti, who immediately after completion of the program in April 1997, joined Gram Vikas, a non-governmental organization in Odisha. She died in an unfortunate accident the same year, within a few months. Her parents, family members, friends, and well-wishers started a foundation in her name to realize her dreams and goals. The foundation decided to award a gold medal to the topper of the graduating students of our 2-year postgraduate program in rural management each year. This year's awardee is Chinmay Dilwania. May I please now I request our chairman to address the gathering.
Mr. Vijayanand, chief guest for the 38th annual convocation, Professor Bhatt, director, and my colleagues of IRMA board, faculty and staff of IRMA, parents of the graduating students, and the graduating students themselves of both FPRM and the 38th PRM batch. So as IRMA completes its 40th year of existence, we all, as part of the IRMA fraternity, should be extremely proud of the fact that as an institution we have contributed significantly to the progress and development of the nation and the rural sector in particular by making available a band of committed and competent professionals for this sector, where about 70% of the population lives, including some of the most marginalized sections of society. In this process, we can legitimately be proud of fulfilling our founders' vision, who firmly believed that, I quote, India's place in the sun would come from the partnership between wisdom of its rural people and the skill of its professionals, including the budding professionals of the 38th PRM batch. As you are aware, while implementing the world's largest food aid for development program, that is Operation Flood, Dr. Kurien realized that there was a dearth of competent and qualified professionals who could take up this challenge. of bringing about rural transformation. And then he was convinced that it was not possible to achieve this transformation by the graduates from the so-called premier management institutions, including the IIMs. And he rightly felt that we need to have a dedicated institution to cater to this kind of requirement of the society. So that was the reason how IRMA was established. Moreover, he felt that this mammoth task of achieving rural transformation could not be achieved by professionals like an accidental Kurien, as he himself said, but by creating better Kuriens, which he also himself said. These are the words coined by Dr. Kurien himself. So look at the vision and the foresight of this great visionary. So we are rightly proud of this legacy of this institution, and it is very important for these young graduates to understand the background and the history of this great institution from which you are graduating today. So IRMA's contribution to national building can be judged by the fact that about 70% of its 3,000 odd alumni, your predecessors, have consciously chosen to work in sectors like development and livelihoods, cooperatives, social entrepreneurship, agribusiness, environment, education, renewable energy, research and academia, policy and advocacy, consulting, etc., and have chosen their careers consciously, despite being less remunerative in monetary terms, but which has offered them an opportunity to serve the underprivileged, the rural masses. So now, as you all know, that apart from our flagship PRM program and the postgraduate programs, IRMA has been offering long and short duration programs for the working professionals. And we are happy to say that with the support of National Dairy Development Board, IRMA has launched a long-term 15-month executive management program for rural management. And the current batch is under training. And I'm confident that after completing their training, they will go back to their respective institutions and contribute in making a qualitative difference in the respective organizations in terms of their management and performance. And I'm sure in the coming years, more and more organizations will come forward and sponsor candidates for this executive program, which is a much required initiative. I'm happy that IRMA has maintained this 100% placement track record, and I would like to congratulate all the organizations who have participated in the placement process, and also the faculty and all those staff who worked very hard in order to ensure that 100% placement could be achieved for this 38th PRM batch. So, my young friends, on this day when we are going out of this institution as rural management professionals, that is most of you, all these young and enthusiastic youngsters in the white with the Angabastras placed on your shoulders, it means that you have great responsibility on your shoulders. And I would like to share with you some thoughts today while you step out of this institution as messengers of IRMA's values and ethos. Firstly, kindly never compromise on the core values of this great institution. Which are these core values? It is shared by other sister organizations of IRMA, which the founder established, National Dairy Development Board, AMUL, GCMMF, and a host of other institutions. They were the values of integrity, commitment, professionalism, empathy, etc., which have been cherished and nurtured by these institutions and all those who led these institutions. And I'm proud to say that one of such leaders, great leaders, is sitting in our midst, Dr. Amita Patel. Who has handed over this legacy and the great vision to all of us to carry forward this dream and vision. This will, I assure you, this will not only help you in establishing your own professional credibility and also your professional growth, but also enrich the organizations you work for, and thereby you can carry forward the brand value of IRMA wherever you go in your future. Secondly, always be on the top of the learning curve. Look at new technologies, techniques, tools, and all those which can keep you abreast of the latest knowledge and information which can be effectively used for the betterment of society, but definitely not at the cost of the wealth of our rich, traditional, rural wisdom, which could be only sharpened by your managerial skills which you are taking with you from this institution. Thirdly, focus on the bottom line, not only of the organizations you work for, but the ultimate stakeholders, which are the farmers and the deprived section of society. Fourthly, as rural management professionals, you need to strike a balance between the helicopter view and the microscopic view. While an exclusive microscopic view would not let you appreciate the bigger picture, an exclusive helicopter view may take you away from the ground realities. And lastly, you should always remember that in a country like ours, where majority of the rural community consists of small and marginal farmers and the landless, inclusive and sustainable growth in rural agriculture and allied sectors will only be possible by promoting and strengthening producer-centric organizations, which represents the collective interest of the farmers. We have time and again observed that, within quote, let me quote again, Dr. Kurien himself, if we place the tools of development in the hands of farmers collectively and appropriately, guide them how to use it, miracles can happen. So take it up as a challenge. Keep these core values within you and abide by it in your future course of careers. So friends, annual convocations of IRMA have always been cherished events in which eminent personalities have awarded the degrees and have delivered thought-provoking convocation addresses. In this series today, we have with us Dr. Shri S.M. Vijayanand as our chief guest. For IRMA, he needs no introduction, as he has been associated with it as a member of the Board of Governors of IRMA and has immensely contributed to taking forward the cause of this institution at various forums. Professor Bhatt has already introduced Shri Vijayanand to all of you. So I would not like to repeat that. All I would like to say is that with his vast knowledge and practical experience in this sector, I am sure you will find his address both thought-provoking and insightful. I would end by quoting Mahatma Gandhi. I quote, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." So go out today and lose yourself in the service of others, and I am sure that, and I have extreme trust and confidence of all of you of the 38th PRM batch, who, like your predecessors, will reach out and selflessly serve the society, the rural community, and thereby contribute to nation building. With these words, I wish all of you a great success in your future careers, and I now invite Shri Vijayanand to deliver the convocation address. Thank you very much.
Respected Chairperson, Shri Diliprat, respected Director and my friend, Professor Hidesh Bhatt, the young graduates, Board of Governor members, the faculty, guardians, and others. I must confess that this is the most important function to which I have been invited as a chief guest in my entire career. Because I am a fan of IRMA. Ever since I came as a young IAS probationer in 1982, when IRMA was in its early stages of development. And this must be the most pleasurable, repetitive task I've ever done in my life. As bureaucrats, we only do repetitive things. But this was really pleasurable to the mind and the soul, because I see in each of you a potential Varghese Kurien. I must also confess that AMUL as a model of development, which combines the best of socialism and capitalism, somehow is not pushed politically to the extent it should be at any point of time in India's history. I think this kind of cooperativization, where real ownership, not a political cooperative, not a bureaucratic cooperative, real ownership rests with the last farmer, and it goes all the way. And I myself have read Mr. Kurien's fears when India went on a liberalization spree. It may hit organizations like AMUL. But I think AMUL has not only survived, excelled in this highly competitive, sometimes unethically competitive environment. So hats off to persons like Mr. Sodhi. So we need to push this as a viable model of development, mainly to address the biggest crisis we have now, the crisis of farmers, particularly in rain-fed areas. I enjoyed my tenure as member of the Board of Governors, and I've been hugely impressed by the work of airmen. One great airman is sitting before me, whom I have seen and observed. Otherwise, there are thousands. And I have heard 1,000 names. Mr. Sodhi's names comes first. Mr. Vivekanandan, a first batcher, with whom I work closely even now after retirement. The kind of work which he is doing for the fishermen of India, it needs to be documented. I think if nobody documents, I should be doing that. I've interacted very closely with Mr. Mathicharyan, Professor Sriram. Saumen Bishwa has worked with me for 3 years. So these are persons who worked with me. There are tens of others who have excelled and would deserve mention. Even youngsters whom I have personally hired or interacted. There's a young chap called Sajith. I don't know which batch he is. He works in Kudumbashree, which is a different model in Kerala. And I find another young girl, Annie, who works with the coastal, and now she's working with the UN on the Kerala's flood. So I can go on and on. And I've interacted with a lot of young professionals, particularly in NRLA. airmen's. So much so, I was fascinated. I told my chief minister when I was chief secretary, shall I try to get the services of airmen's free of cost if they are volunteering? So we searched, and somebody identified about 60 odd airmen's from Kerala. So we sent a message to all of them, said, are you willing to provide services free of cost? Free of cost means no out-of-pocket expenses, but everything is free. And about 30 odd people volunteered, and we set up a group. Unfortunately, the bureaucracy didn't see the worth of using them as intensely as it should have been. So I think that's the model which you can follow, not Keralite people, airmen's working for different causes collectively. And this electronic age, you can do this to perfection. One of my self-appointed missions was to get IRMA to be interested in panchayats. So way back in 90s, we got IRMA to do a study in Kerala on Kerala's Panchayat Raj, which is rated as the best in the country. And then I was very happy when the Ministry of Panchayat Raj gave them the State of Panchayats report task. And the best reports hitherto produced. I was Secretary Panchayat Raj, Government of India myself. I must say openly, they have been from IRMA. For a technical reason, they couldn't continue. So the quality of work, the mission, it's all there. And I must also mention some of the failed initiatives which I pushed, but somehow the bureaucracy didn't understand. One was a big thing to push for 3 IRMA kind institutions in India. And we had a lot of money, unbelievable kind of money in the Ministry of Rural Development. The minister was willing, but somehow the final moment, it didn't. It was not too costly. I calculated at that point of time in 2012, it would have cost us 300 crore per institution. And we were surrendering some 5,000 crores every year from our own allocation. Then, when I was in the Board of Governors, I tried to get 100 crore funding from the ministry to subsidize persons who are going to work in NRLM and others, Mr. Kurien's original model. I didn't, unfortunately, the bureaucracy didn't understand. Anyway, rural management, that is something on which all of us need to continually lobby. Not ordinary lobbying, activist lobbying. It is not management by any sense of the term. I tried unsuccessfully talking even to AICT people that this is not management. It's a huge problematic. It's not even a question of emphasis. Is it rural or is it management? It's totally different. The management word is accidental. So you can't say that this is conventional management. The question of objectives of management. And this is totally transformative. You're taming or reshaping the markets in rural areas, not just using the markets. And more important, rural management is a question of values, attitudes, the empathy, altruism, voluntarism, ethics of being pro-poor. So it doesn't come automatically. It doesn't come through teaching. It comes through what the old anthropologists used to call immersion. You go and spend time with the poor, like Mr. Kurien did in his initial days. Live with them. Then only you'll understand. And textbooks are mere supplements. Not even supplements sometimes. So the real learning comes from the field. Then values like fairness. I recently read an interview by a good friend of mine, Jean Drees. He says economics doesn't cover many topics, like topics of exploitation, topics of fairness of wage. No economist, no manager can cover. But they are very, very important. So I think rural management and rights-based development. Just because you are a human being, you enjoy certain rights. It's there in the Constitution. Beyond that, they are universal truths. So rural management should incorporate all this. Textbooks are lead. But then somehow, and then these days, environment. Probably when AMUL was started, that was not that critical. Now, surviving. In Kerala, we face the worst floods, unimaginable in a state like Kerala. And now, one of the worst droughts. Or heat waves. There was no heat wave ever in Kerala. Now, and I have been staying in my house, which is a tiled house, for the last 44 years. And for the first time in my life, I sweat when I sit inside my house. First time. So they are all realities which we need to consider. Learning from the community I mentioned. Then we all use the word mission very loosely. I use mission in combining two meanings. The ancient missions, the old mission, not ancient, old missions, where you gave up your life to work for the poor. Voluntarism. The modern mission, the best example of which is NASA, to precision. On this day by 1970, an American will land on the moon. You work backwards. At that time, there's hardly anything. And they worked backwards and they landed in 69. So we have a lot of missions, not all of them successful. But Operation Flood, though it was not called a mission, was a really successful mission. So this modern mission is again very important in the rural management context. And this is, in a sense, social work infused with development. So I can go on defining, I don't want to take your time. So this is a task which all of us who believe in rural management should not stop. I think the Supreme Court verdict is only technical. We need to agitate this issue, convince people, and I think it can be done. Now, having spent my entire life, almost entire life, barring 2-3 years, in rural development, voluntarily, consciously, mostly in Panchayat Raj, I can tell you, let me not be very presumptuous, some suggestions for new directions for IRMA and IRMANs. First, the self-help groups. I don't know how many of you have interacted with self-help groups. They are as fascinating, if not more fascinating, than cooperatives. Live entities, highly homogeneous, with full of hope, and democratic. And it's not deliberative and participatory democracy alone. There is another version of democracy called communicative democracy, whereby you communicate, interact, involve everybody's views, and it's totally inclusive and it's absolutely engendered because it's only women. So I worked with Kudumbashri from day one, and I was chairperson of the executive committee of Kudumbashri for 13 years. So conceptualizing Kudumbashri, which is another thing for the SHG movement, and I could observe, somebody should do an empirical analysis of a ladder of empowerment of the SHGs. They start with what's called social capital, sitting, getting confidence, chatting, sharing the woes, nothing economic. So that social capital comes, which keeps on expanding. Then comes savings, the financial capital. I'm using the word which NRLM uses. Then comes physical capital. You build a small coop for the hens, or a shed, or a house. Then comes the green capital. You work in agriculture. Your livelihoods improves. That's called green capital. Then you get the human capital. Your children study better, your health improves. Then you get what's called economic capital, if I may use the word. You start micro enterprises. You are in the formal economy, beyond the agricultural economy. And then you also have two other capitals which I tried to add when I was in Delhi. That is civic capital. Your power as a citizen. You realize rights. And the last capital is political capital. Not that you become politicians, but you take decisions in allocation of resources, whether it be in the Gram Sabha or in SHGs. And incidentally, I found in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Kerala, large number of SHG women enter panchayats at different levels. So it's a huge potential, from microcredit to livelihoods to micro enterprises to clusters. So one of the interactions I had with Mr. Kurien was when I accompanied my friend and now the finance minister of Kerala, Dr. Thomas Isaac, to discuss with him the possibilities of ownership by SHGs but management by professionals. The same AMUL principle, which is ownership by cooperatives but management by professionals. So I think there is a huge potential, and a speciality of SHGs is a concept called community resource persons. You yourself are an expert. Kerala experimented with what's called micro enterprise consultants. You go and talk to them, they would be as well versed in basic economics of an enterprise as you. They're trained and they learn by experience, they learn by interacting, they know real life situations. So I have asked them what are the problems of enterprise, and the way they lectured to me, it beats any kind of learning I have had on running enterprises in my training or later on. So, huge potential for service delivery, accessing rights and entitlements, micro-planning, and so there is a potential for what I call caring, compassionate management. Already a lot of airmen are into it. Now, unfortunately, I understand the livelihoods units cannot afford the new salaries of airmen, but I think you should not. That shouldn't be a concern. I don't want you to spend your life in livelihood missions, but 3 years, 5 years. Maximum, at least 2 to 3 years. I'll come to that later. The second thing which I think you're already into it from Professor Butt's introductory remarks I could understand, the FPOs. If I started looking into FPOs from Kudumbashree, but now I've been doing it out of personal interest, it's a promise not realized. So we have to structure it from the grassroots with the precision which Dr. Kurien did for milk cooperatives. And it can be done, common sense wise, by any understanding of economics, any understanding of rural things. I don't see why it cannot go all the way up to a district or state or even a national federation. Maybe more of the SHG kind at the local level, more of the AMUL kind at the top level. So that's a huge potential. It's there for any one of you to exploit, or all of you to exploit. It's doable. And you have learned. You know the tools of the trade and the techniques. I'm sure you will do. And I was fascinated by 2-3 examples. One is the Andhra Pradesh example of natural farming. They have reached 5 lakh acres, covering 5 lakh farmers in a short period of 2.5 years. And Andhra Pradesh is a traditional green revolution state, using fertilizers, using groundwater, using all kinds of chemicals. Now they have shifted on their own. And it was not due to any pressure from the state. They said, let the farmer decide. And farmers seem to have decided. It's a huge potential, not only for our farm crisis, but also for our climate change issues. I am told it conserves water, 80,000 liters per acre, reduces carbon emission, and all kinds of things. For want of time, I will not bore you with details. And Kerala came out with a small experiment. They called it Green Army. And that name is to be expected in a state like Kerala, where they drew analogy with the Red Army. And what is Green Army? The concept of skilled agriculture labor. We dub all our agricultural laborers as unskilled workers. This is to skill an agricultural laborer. So they form teams, they own certain machines, and there is a piece rate for the farmer. So no haggling. And Kerala wages are unbelievably high. So they said, you come, do everything. They know how to apply fertilizer, they know how to do everything. Nobody needs to supervise, and production has increased by at least 20-30%. Wages have gone up, and everybody is a winner. For the landless agricultural labor, this offers a potential thing. Then a very small incident I saw on the marketing part called Nagpur Naturals. I saw the case study, I saw the person explaining to you. So all this show that there are huge lessons which from these SHGs and FPOs which can address the multiple problems of rural India, developmental, economic, ecological, social and political. The third item, which I mentioned in the beginning, panchayats. Somehow we have a wrong understanding of panchayats. We have 248,000 panchayats in India. And they get huge money. Earlier they didn't get any money, but after the 14 Finance Commission alone has given more than 2 lakh crore to the Gram Panchayats of India. Add to it MG and REGS, which would have been another 4 lakh crores they are spending from 2015 to 20. Soon it will be 1 lakh crore a year. 1 lakh crore is a huge amount. But they are not spending it properly because they don't have the capacity. We cannot dismiss them away. Huge arguments in favor of panchayats. For want of time, I don't want to get into arguments why panchayat should be there. And India, it has been a tragic tale of missed opportunities. I always feel Gandhiji was right when he emphasized panchayats as the way forward. And also Ambedkar was right when he criticized panchayats for his casteism, localism and corruption. But I was born in 57, but I've interacted with a lot of freedom fighters. Who are India's freedom fighters? Teachers, lawyers, students of higher education, farmers, and some agriculture workers. And after independence, what did they do? They all went back to their villages to pursue their vocation. Just imagine if they had become panchayat members and panchayat presidents. Both Gandhiji would have been proved right and casteism would not have come. India would have been different. Now there's no point in crying over that. But thereafter we missed all our chances of reviving Panchayati Raj. So now there's a small chance, faint chance. They have the resources. And they are constitutional. Can we? And that management is a new genre. There is no management of panchayats. Management of local governments itself, urban local governments itself is an emerging discipline even in the West. So managing a tiny panchayat, which means we are managing with the people. It's called power with, power of the elected representative and the ordinary person. Huge potential is there, and that is something which I would like and if they work together, that's the big point I want to make. The panchayats, the SHGs and FPOs, they are all rural institutions. One is institutions of the people, and the other is supposed to be institutions for the people. If they can come together, it's not idealism, India can be transformed. But then you need to put the small things together. Big things we know, I have told you, but the small things together. My long experience in Panchayat Raj tells me it is possible. But what is a big argument? I keep lecturing in the Masuri Academy. And when I tell young officers about Panchayat Raj, they switch off their minds. All my lectures have fallen flat. Till I came out with a new point. There is no developed country without an effective elected local government system. Reflect on that. Is there any country in the world which does not have an elected local government system? Somehow, I think in development, it's not been much analyzed, but it is required. So my request to IRMA, look at the three together and look at their coverage, the magnitude, the populations, the potential resources. So knowledge application in those areas, and for the professors, new knowledge generation. And what would be the impact? It would be AMUL manifold if we can try this even in one district. So, again, forgive me for being a little presumptuous. Some action points. Include this in your curriculum. Do some action research on this. Very seriously as part of the curriculum. Student research, attachments. Mentor panchayats which are willing. In the vicinity, you don't have to travel far. I know you have attachments and I have come here getting students for Kudumbashree. And relevant knowledge creation. Network with similar organizations, NGOs, CSOs. And if you can be proactive, the contribution I can tell you from my long years of experience, I worked 8 years in rural development in Government of India and different, including as secretary for a brief while. I can tell you this will be a contribution which is much more, of much greater magnitude than even the AMUL achievement. So I don't want to take much more of your time. IRMA is an institute which is capable of molding the minds of youngsters in 21st century. Where people talk of 5-figure, 6-figure salaries, I think IRMA still continues to instill certain values. I've seen only 2 other institutions do that. One is Tata Institute of Social Sciences, which still does it. And the biggest thing is, my son is an alumnus of that institution, the Christian Medical College, Vellore. 25% of the CMC graduates who could get about 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs immediately in any, if it's a PG, you'll get even 5 lakhs per month. If you're a CMC alumnus, about 20-25% of them work in interior parts of India, which even don't have a name, serving the very poor marginalized sections. So I'm not requesting you to devote a lifetime, but a few years. And we are able to devote a few years to these tasks. Even if you end up managing artificial intelligence projects, you will do it better. Take my word for that. Your performance, even in a high-tech area, would be better if you have served in rural areas. I can't give you the scientific reasons for that, but it's a reality. So, or in later, now all of you are placed. Now I can't influence you. But do some sabbatical. Do some sabbatical. You will improve. 1 year out of pleasure. Nowadays I find a lot of young people from US coming back and doing 1 year or 2 years and then rejoining their vocation. We in rural development launched a program called PMRDF. And we had 4 or 5 people who had 10 lakh salaries who just quit it and came just for the fun of working in the so-called left-wing extremist areas. I'm a student of English literature, and Wordsworth says, little nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and love, they make the best portion of a nobleman's life. So not big startups and all that. Ultimately, now I can vouchsafe that after a long career in the civil service. I may not remember anything, but the best part is maybe I helped a small petitioner, wiped a tear, solved a small problem. I did a lot of work in Panchayat Raj Kudumbashree, but much more than that. I remember my 11 months, the best part of my civil service career, which included Secretary to Government of India and Chief Secretary, was not these two, but ITDP is equivalent to a BDO at a young age in a tribal block. It's not boasting, but that is it. So these kind of things can make a fuller professional of you. Try it. Let me conclude with Gandhiji's talisman. Most repeated, most written in government offices, even in my rural development office in Delhi, it was there, but we don't reflect on it. So, I'll not read the whole thing. When you are in doubt, professionals and managers are never in doubt. Civil servants are also never in doubt. So forget that. You will never be in doubt. But when self gets too much of you, self gets too much of managers, of civil servants, so we think we know. So when self gets too much of you, what are you supposed to do? Look at the poorest and weakest person, Indian or anybody, and ask, will my action be of any use? Will that person gain? And then I reflected on that. Amartya Sen's concept of development. Gandhiji has said, restore to control over life and destiny. That's capabilities. You have control over your life and destiny. I mean, what is life? The present. What is destiny? The future. If you can do that, then that is real Swaraj. Not only that, when you do that, your self will melt away. Of course, your doubts will go. Reflect on that, read it several times. It will do you good, even if you are doing a high-end project. And then, as a young boy, as a teenager, I read a poem written by a Sufi poet, whose name, unfortunately, is well known, but suddenly I don't recall. I'll not get into the details. He's a religious poet. And he says, destroy religious institutions, burn the symbols, religious books, disobey all the commandments. He's an extremely religious person. And last is what he says, do all this, but do not hurt a human soul. So worst sacrilege is hurting a human soul. So as managers, please keep this in mind. The last point, I think I'm still within my time. The last point is what my director, like Mr. Dr. Varghese Kurien, we had an iconic director. Mr. Dilip Rath would have had the same director in the Masuri Academy, Mr. P.S. Appu. He told us, 2 advices he gave. Don't think IAS officers should be professionals in industries, finances. There is one section of Indian society, now you have IAMs and all professionals. There's one section of Indian society which does not have professional support, that is the poor of India. So the task of an IAS officer is to work for the poor of India, nothing else. Not finance, not industry, not commerce, not tourism. He made it very clear. And it really went into hearts of a lot of people. And the last point, what he said was, if 10% of you practice 10% of what we teach you, the job is done. So if 10% of you would try to follow 10% of what I told you, the job is done. Because you will be remembered. The institution will be remembered by you. When I was a small child, we speak Tamil at home, though I am a Trivandramite. My father quoted from Tribhuvandas, so I'm not quoting you because very few would understand. What it said was, if the greatest contribution a child can give to the parent is seeing the child grow up and an adult, if people say, if such a great man is there, what a greater person would have been his parents, would have been their parents. So, when they see Airmen at work, they should say, what a great institution would have produced such persons. So that is my advice. Thanks a lot. And once again, I feel really honored. Thank you.
I now declare the 38th Convocation of IRMA closed. Thank you very much.
The audience is requested to rise for the national anthem and join the children of Anandalaya in singing.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक